Hi, third graders. This is Mrs. James. I'm really excited to be with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining this lesson. So as you can see, as you look at the first page on our PowerPoint, we're going to be answering this question together today. Read it with me. Do you think baby James is a boy or a girl? If you didn't know, I am pregnant and I will be having a baby with Mr. James in September, which I'm really excited about. So at the end of our lesson today, you are going to know if we're having a boy or a girl. Our objective is I can interpret data using a tally chart and solve 1- and 2-step problems using given information. Here are the materials you will need today. Go ahead and pause the video so that you can find a pencil and a piece of paper. Once you get your piece of paper, I'd like for you to partition. Remember that word partition means to break apart. So partition your paper into eighths or 8 equal parts. You can just take a pencil and draw some lines to make eighths. You will show your work inside these 8 boxes throughout our lesson today. Go ahead and pause the video. Once your paper is set up, then you can hit play. All right, before we get started with our lesson today, I want to do a quick check-in. Here's our check-in question for today. How are you feeling? I understand that we're all coming to this lesson maybe feeling different things. Some of us might feel happy, excited, scared, sad, angry, or disgust. There's a lot of different emotions and things that we're feeling, especially in a time that's really uncertain right now. We haven't been at school in a long time. I know I miss my students. I miss my fellow teachers so much. It's really difficult to be away from you guys and to be at home for so long. So I want to recognize that there are lots of feelings and emotions that we're all experiencing. And then we can also name some of those feelings too. So I'd love for you to take a look at this emotion wheel, and you can pick either one of these 6 big emotions or find a smaller word in the middle that better describes how you're feeling. As an example, I would say, today I feel energetic because I'm really excited to share with you if we're having a boy or a girl. That would be what I would comment. So feel free, go ahead and pause. If you feel comfortable, I'd love to hear how you're feeling today. If you want to comment in the comment section below this video, I would really look forward to hearing how you're doing. Pause, and whenever you're ready, you can hit play. Okay, our very first question is, do you think baby James is a boy or a girl? You're going to predict, you're going to make a guess. So in the very first box on your paper, I want you to write down your prediction. Please use a complete sentence. I predict that baby James is a blank, and you'll either write boy or girl. Some of you have already made a guess. If I'm your teacher, some of you have already made a guess, but if I'm not your teacher, go ahead and write down what your prediction is. Pause, and when you are ready, hit play. All right, so let's take a look at this tally chart. I want to thank the students in 304, 305, and all the 3rd grade teachers for voting on this tally chart. So earlier in March, earlier in the year when we found out that we were having a baby, I asked my students and my fellow teachers, what do you think, boy or girl? And so I collected this data in the tally chart. As we look at this tally chart, question number 2, I want you to think, what do you notice or what do you see as you look at the data? In box number 2, you're going to write down 1 to 2 observations in that second box. So just make some observations. What do you see or what do you notice as you look at this data? You can see that there's a sentence in here if you need that. Please pause when you're done writing in box 2, plus press play. All right, question number 3. How many students voted boy? Now, in this third box here, I want you to look at the tally marks. Look at the sections or the titles that are just talking about the students. And I want to know the total number of students that voted boy. Now, don't just write a number. I also want to see your work. So if you need to come up with some type of number sentence, maybe you need to combine some numbers to find the total, whatever you think you need to do. I look forward to seeing what number sentence you write to find the number of students that voted boy. Here's your complete sentence. Blank students voted for boy. And then also in that, please show your work. Click pause, show your work, and then hit play when you are ready to move on. All right, you guys are doing a great job. Question number 4 says, how many teachers and students voted for girl? So now I want you to look just where you see girl or the pink. Now I see 2 words here. I see teachers and students. So those are 2 groups of people. We have the students in 304 that said girl, the students in 305 that said girl, and the teachers who said girl. So I see those are 3 separate groups of people, and I need to find the total votes. In box number 4, please write a number sentence and a word sentence explaining how many total votes for girl. Press pause and then play when you're ready. Okay, question number 5, in box 5, our question is, how many more people voted for boy than girl? Now this question is a little tricky. I really like this question. It's super challenging. So make sure that you are ready to persevere here, okay? I'll read the question one more time. How many more people voted for boy than girl? Now, as I read this question, that lets me know that I have more boy votes than girl votes. More people voted for boy, fewer people voted for girl. But I want to know how many more people voted for the boy. Take a look at the tally marks. I want you to first identify how many total boy votes there are. Once you know that, you can compare that number to the number of girl votes. I'm looking forward to seeing your number sentence to show your work and a word sentence. There are blank more votes for boy than girl. That's in box number 5. When you are ready, go ahead and click pause, and then when you're ready, click play. All right, I like question number 6. In box number 6, you actually get to create your own question looking at the data. Your question can have anything to do with the specific data that you see on this tally chart. Once you write your question, I would love for you to also solve your own question in box 6. If you need an idea or an example of some questions, you can go back to questions 1 through 5 to see what types of questions I was asking. Once you're done creating your own question and then solving it, click pause, then play, and we're about to find out and watch the video of what Mrs. James is having, a boy or a girl. So once you're done, click play. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. It's time for the reveal. Drum roll. All right, we're about to watch a video, and I'm going to pull it up full screen so that you guys can see it.
Now. Hold it. If y'all can hold it low, that way it can go up. Okay. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Blue, 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 blue.
All right, so you guys could see, what are we having? Woohoo! We're having a boy! So I love this picture. My sister was so wonderful. Both my sisters and their husbands and kids, they were with us supporting in person, both standing at their families were standing at a distance on the front lawn, And then we had both my husband's family and my immediate family on a Zoom call. So all of our family got to be with us and watching, even though they couldn't be with us in person. I love Mr. James's face right here. He looks super excited and very surprised. And we are very excited that we are having a boy. Raise your hand if you guessed boy. Whoop, whoop. Good job. I love it. All right. We have 2 more questions. And this is in box number 7. How many people guessed the correct gender? Go back to the tally. Go back to our data collection. And I want you to count up the total people that guessed correctly. Question number 8, the final question. What should Mr. and Mrs. James name their baby boy? I want to hear your suggestion. I think you should name your baby blank. Tell me, what do you think? And maybe Mr. James and Mrs. James, maybe we'll take one of your names and actually name our son that. Finally, I'm really grateful that I got to celebrate with you all through a YouTube video online. I wish that I could be with you in person, and I wish that we could have shared the news with you at school. But this is still really special and such an exciting thing that I get to share with all of my students who I just love and miss so much. So you have your wonderful math work that you just filled out all on your paper. I would love for you to please send me a picture of your paper. You can either text a picture to this number. This is my cell phone number. If you have a phone, or you can ask a parent if you can use their phone to text Mrs. James, or you can email a picture. This is my email address. Or if you are in Mrs. Shadow's homeroom or Miss Warner or my homeroom, you can send a picture to us on Class Dojo. Thank you so much for celebrating with us. I miss you and I love you so much. Bye, everyone.